So today's video is going to be another mini vlog, I think, because the way that these videos kind of go, they're a lot easier to film, a lot easier to edit and all that sort of stuff. Just send it to a VA and just clip it all down, and you can kind of use this for the short form as well. So I've been preferring to kind of do the long form stuff, but I think you get a better insight to actually what's happening in my day to day as well. So yeah, today we've got a team meeting at 9 a.m. for the coaching business. So we're actually bringing on 2 new employees, so to speak. So they're going to be coming on. Looking forward to having them in because I'm kind of doing a lot of the operations and everything myself at the moment. And it does get quite strenuous with all the work, obviously, between all the businesses as well. So I think outsourcing some of that is going to be good and just going to benefit me. And then we've got today, this morning, after that, I'm going to a viewing with a client of mine who's just came into the program, didn't have much of an idea of what strategy to use, had 200k cash to use. He's actually found the property now that he is going to potentially flip and will make a minimum of £50,000. So yeah, that's going to be an epic deal. And I think £50,000 is really, really cheap. Well, not cheap. I think 50k is more than doable. I think he's going to be looking more at like 65, 70k as a flip. So that's going to be an awesome deal. So yeah, I'm going to do that with him later on. He said the offer accepted. Just wants me to kind of run my eye over it and make sure everything's good. Yesterday, that'll be good, and I'll show you the property as well. We yesterday spent some time with obviously project manager Cameron, and we went around a couple of the properties. If you couldn't tell, I had a tuck out on Thursday down here, and my face is all swollen, so you think I'm a bit fat, that's why. But yeah, we went to a couple of properties yesterday, coming on leaps and bounds. Obviously I was away last week, but come back now, and it's great to actually outsource that side of the business, because I used to spend so much time getting certain materials for plumbers, sparkies, all that stuff. So now I've got Cameron kind of running all that side of things for me. Just suits me down to the ground, because now I can focus on bringing in more investors, bringing in more deals or properties, and just really starting to grow the business. We're actually in the process now as well of doing some qualification stuff or licensing stuff for single lets. So alongside the Airbnbs, we're also going to be introducing single lets now too. So I think it just gives us more stability and more flexibility to when I'm selling deals to investors. We can say, well, depending on what you want, we can either offer you the Airbnb or we can offer you the single lets. So I think having both of them is only going to benefit us, and once we get that off the ground in the next 4, 5, 6 months, maybe 12 months, I think that's going to be a real big one for us. I'm also in the process now of creating some new ads for properties, because the amount of investors now that I have that are waiting for deals is hard to cater for. One, because you're looking for deals yourself as well. So like currently now I've got 2 deals of my own. Obviously the HMO's done. I need to stage that, but I need to do a video there as well to show you what happened there. When you're looking for deals yourself, you're always looking for the best deals, but then when there's other deals out there that are also great, there seems to be a few more people involved. So I want to kind of get to a stage where we have all the best deals in-house. All the best deals are coming to me, and then we're either selling them to investors or taking them on ourselves, raising the finance and taking them on ourselves. I think that's going to be a real big move for me as well early this year, is to not focus so much on just getting random houses to sell, because I don't want to be an estate agent, but I think if we can get more rundown properties coming to me, then that's just going to benefit us for obviously my own portfolio and for clients' portfolios as well, because like I said, there's a lot of competition out there right now, with more new investors coming in, and prices are a little bit more expensive than what we want to pay. The vast majority of the time we want to get the best deals. So yeah, I feel like I need to kind of take it into my own hands and start marketing to get these rundown properties. So yeah, going to the viewing, got the call first, going to the viewing, back to the office, and yeah, she'll speak to you in a bit. I also just think that, you know, in regards to having someone around you that you can kind of lean on and have advice from, or have their experience is just so key. Because, like, for instance, I'm going to view this property today now for a mentee or client, and I know how beneficial it is to actually have someone in your corner that says, yeah, that's a good deal, or no, that's a bad deal. Because, you know, I still pay for my mentors now. My mentors, you know, I'm still sending them deals to say, look, what do you think of this one and what do you think of that one? Like, you know, you never stop learning. So I think to have someone just to back up your decision is always a good one. But yeah, I think having someone around you who that you can lean on to say, yeah, this is a good deal, this is a bad deal, this is what I would do, you know, raise more finance for this, use bridging for this, don't buy that, buy this. Yeah, I just think, you know, you can't buy that experience. And I guess if you're someone that is going to go and do it yourself, you may be able to do it. You know, you may get there, but it may take you 5, 6, 7 years. Whereas if you're someone that is willing to learn now, mitigate all the risk, you're moving yourself 5, 7 years forward of what you would be if you were to do it on your own. So, yeah. I know I said I was gonna go, but I'll see you on the next one. So we're just at James's property now, one of my clients. I'm just going to show you the property and talk through some of the figures. So he's going to have to re-render all this. Great plot, to be fair. He's done really well to find this. It's going to be a great flip. Tidy all this back out a note. He's going to redo this roof to make it a flat roof. There's a little extension down there that he's going to make a utility room. We'll be changing all the windows. There, he's going to brick this up, put the stone cladding on it. Hallway here, knock that through. It's going to be a kitchen and a living room. 2 bedrooms at the moment, which are quite small. So he's going to basically shuffle these along a meter each. This old kitchen here is just going to become the 2nd bedroom. So this wall is going to come down. As we spoke about, this is going to be lifted for a flat roof, which is going to be nice. I'm going to bring the existing bathroom, knock through there, so it comes into here, brick that back door up. It's a great space. Gonna have kitchen along there, utility island in the middle. Obviously you'll have your seating area and stuff like that here, and then we're gonna come through here in some shape for the utility room. So yeah, James started working with me around 8 weeks ago. Was a little bit lost on how to invest, had 200k as I mentioned earlier, and was just didn't really know what to do. He wanted to buy a buy-to-let, he was looking at flats, he was just a little bit overwhelmed and lost with strategy. Now we've come to the conclusion that he actually doesn't want to keep any properties at the moment, he just wants to flip. So this property that he's purchased is going to be 91k purchase. I think with other fees he's going to be up to around 97k. He's going to be doing a lot of the work himself, so we'll be looking at anything from 30 to 40k depending. Obviously we've got some structural stuff on that he's got to do, but he's got a lot of a good team in house that he's going to use. So 40k, and we'll be looking at a minimum of 200 to 210 minimum. So he's looking at anything from 50k plus. There's new build bungalows down the road which are actually up for sale at 270k, same stamp as this. So he's basically just going to replicate what they've done down there. If he can sell this for 220, he's going to make 70k.
So if he sells this for 220, he's gonna make 70k. So, you know, for the investment that he's made to work with me, seems, you know, very worth it now. So yeah, this is James's first property. Really excited for him to get started, and I'm also going to come back up here when it's done so you can see the final finished product. So this is actually an office that we've taken on now. It's got a toilet at the back there. Give you a quick tour. We have got a dungeon downstairs as well in the basement, but I don't think we're going to use that. This is kind of the setup of where we're at now. We've got, obviously we're not finished with decoration and stuff in here yet. We've got some stuff to go at the front, signage and that good stuff, and then we have table and chairs and stuff coming here, which is going to be a nice setup for the content and that sort of thing. But yeah, this is kind of the office that we have at the moment. Well, now it's a lot more central to where we were. We're taking me around 35-40 minutes to get to work in the morning, obviously at the office, so it's a bit of a ball ache, to be honest. Obviously now we're a lot more central, we're in the middle of town, so a lot of our properties in regards to purchases, developments, management clients or management properties, they're in town too. So yeah, just a much better spot for us. And I think being here now has given us all a little boost as well, because we're working towards something, we're working as a team. And yeah, I think I just wanted to also jump on you and mention like how important it is to build a team of your own, because for instance with myself now, I spent loads of time, I touched on it earlier on, but I want to touch on it again in regards to like the properties and stuff. I was worrying about finance, getting investors, getting deals, running the renovations, dealing with everything on my own, and it was just, you know, really difficult when I didn't actually have time then to focus on growing the business. Whereas now I've got, you know, a lot more time to myself that I can focus on like money making moves, instead of me worrying about like going to get paint or if so-and-so's working, organising, all that sort of stuff. And that's obviously why Cameron's been so influential for me, because since we started to work together, obviously we've been friends for 20 years, started to work together now, we're really in sync with each other. We understand what the other person holds strengths wise, so he's taken a lot of stress off my back in regards to the renovation side of things and running all the builds, which is gives you so much more time. So like that's been perfect for me, and something that I wish I'd done so much earlier was, instead of me scrimping on everything, as in labour wise or materials, not so much materials wise, but labour wise, worrying about certain things, like outsourcing something you're not amazing at to an A player is always going to be better and always going to be get you faster to where you want to get to. Similar situation with Max. Obviously we've been in the Airbnb game now for 3.5 years, and obviously he's been incredible as well on that side of things, because I've always kind of, well, what I've kind of built over the past few years is more of a brand to get these sort of deals coming in, get investors, to raise finance, to get deals over the line. I've always kind of been the front end side of things, and I think we've really started to leverage each other now a lot more. So obviously Mac's been really influential in regards to the letting side of things, running basically the Airbnb company for us, 28 units now. To run it all on your own with a VA is obviously not easy either. So yeah, I think over the last 1.5 years, I've realized that employing A players, or not employing, but working with A players is always going to benefit you more. So you can actually focus on what you are good at, because I'm not good at, you know, getting bookings for lettings or organising cleans. Not so much that Max does that now with regards to the channel manager and everything like that, but worrying about that side of the game for me was always quite difficult. So like obviously Max has done really well with that. Same with Cam, really organised. We know every week who's working where, what needs to be done, so everything's really, you know, in a well-oiled machine. So like everything's working really well now at the moment. Obviously it's going to be a bit of a stretch when we have more deals and stuff come on. We've got one finishing the end of the month now, so that'd be 3 live. Looking to add more all the time, but that's what I'm kind of focusing on now, is bringing in finance, bringing in investors, bringing more deals to the table, so that we can really start to grow this and we can lean on each other's expertise. So that's been great. I just wanted to kind of jump on and talk a little bit about that. And yeah, I guess today now, the rest of the day I've got calls this afternoon with clients and one with an investor and everything else in between. So trying to speak to more agents to get more deals over the line. I'm hoping to launch these ads later in regards to, getting the rundown properties. So if you're watching this and you have a rundown property, or you know anyone that has a rundown property in Swansea, Neath, Port Talbot, please fire away, message me, because we're looking to buy more properties now. Anything from 80 to 150k are mainly the purchase prices that my investors are working with at the moment. So if you have any deals, fire them over, let's have a look at them, and we can get deals done within 7 to 28 days. So yeah, that's obviously one thing that we're sorting out. I need to sort out a council tax bill and a utility bill for one of the properties that I haven't done yet, which I should have. So yeah, I shall see you shortly. Just finishing up now. So actually I had this delivered earlier. Didn't expect it to be so big, to be honest, but we've got new chairs, a couple of chairs and a coffee table coming there, which is going to be a new little studio for me to run some ads. So that's going to be good. Just a call with a client who has a property that he bought on a bridge, and he wanted to pay the bridge off early because he's paying interest. And I said, why would you want to pay a bridge off early? You bought that property for a reason. He's going to sell the property and make like 20k. And he was like, I just don't want to pay the interest anymore. I've got 100k that I want to use, so I can just pay off the bridge. And I was like, why are you looking to do that? So what he's going to do now, instead of paying off that bridge early, just going to leave the property. He's going to sell the property. Even if it goes over like 6, 7, 8 months, he's still going to be in profit of like 15k. It was his first property that he purchased. He was happy to not make money, which I find a bit crazy, really, how some people are happy to buy their first property and not be in profit. Like, you're just buying a property for the sake of it, just to get the experience. But wouldn't you rather just know exactly how to do it from the start, so that you're actually going to be then profitable? Catch 22. I don't know. I would personally prefer to understand how everything works and then, save money and actually get into profitable deals, rather than just doing a property, not making any money, and just making 5, 10, 15k. If you do a flip and you make 15k, you're going to realize that you don't want to do this ever again. Because if you spend 6 months, 8 months on a deal, then you sell it and you make 15k, you're going to realize, what the hell was that all about? Why on earth did I do that? So yeah, just finished up now. My face is still killing, so it's going to be nice to relax for the rest of the night. To say relax, it's currently 7 o'clock. So yeah, home now, and get ready for tomorrow. So tomorrow I've got another busy day. Going to be on site for a bit in the morning, and then I've got catching up with a few clients in the afternoon, and yeah, see you tomorrow.